I'd like to talk to you about human potential in an age of AI. At a time when it seems like we're just about to give it all up to the people who are inventing large language models. But this is not the first time it's happened. Back in the day, I coded my own website before most people were on the internet. It went up a year after Apple's and 10 months after the White House. What did I do with this groundbreaking technological power, you ask? Well, I put up a picture of a sunset and my email, and immediately I got a ping from someone in Sweden saying, I like sunsets too. That was the day that I fell in love with technology. Most companies were blindsided by the new tech, and most people thought we would just be able to wait until the really smart guys in Silicon Valley figured it out. Sound familiar? Unfortunately, this digital revolution did not benefit everyone equally, was not sustainable, and frankly, not all that empowering for us end users, i.e., the humans. We've come to a similar moment today in AI. And with my clicker, we have to learn how to benefit our love of technological efficiency with the net positive benefits for us, for humanity. It's not going to be easy. How are we going to do that? On the one hand, there's all these positive effects. Right here at TEDxHKUST, you have somebody who's been able to diagnose early-stage Alzheimer's with a blood test. We can go to airport security, not take out our passport, and just go through with a facial scan. And last week, for the first time, I got to sit on a panel with a humanoid robot. What's not to love? On the other hand, nobody trusts it. We've had deep fake scandals costing companies millions. And AI developers and scientists and CEOs have all signed a letter saying, we should show restraint. We have to slow down, lest it runs amok. But we all know it's not going to slow down. And unfortunately, we can't keep up. I track emerging tech for a living, and I can't keep up. So, what can we do? I'm here to invite you to say yes to human potential in an age of AI by considering these three important elements. First, you have a voice. So let's rewind the tape a little bit. I was in my 20s yesterday. Maybe you've been there too. It was my first day at Time Warner in an internship. This is the company behind icons like Batman, Superman, and Harry Potter. Picture it. You're in your best Zara suit, feeling like a grown-up. You got this. I take the elevator to the 50th floor of a gleaming office tower, and I go to sit at the end of a long table for my first staff meeting. The CEO says, all right, first off the bat, what are we going to do about this new internet thing? Do we do live chats? Do we do personalization? Should we do that user-generated content thing where we let them do their own content? Ugh, shudder. He looks around the table, and all of a sudden he says, what do you think? I look to my left, and I look to my right, at the executives I figured he was speaking to. And when I looked back, he was still there staring at me, waiting. So I didn't know what the right answer was. So I took a deep breath and said, people like me are already doing user-generated content. I didn't mention my sunset. And we expect to interact with each other and our heroes online. Around the table, I saw people nodding as they took in this new idea. And that's when it hit me. Even these powerful CEOs were really not sure about these new tools. And they were just as curious and even as insecure as I was. So you don't have to be Steve Jobs or Pony Ma to contribute to innovation. You don't have to be a genius or even have an engineering degree. In fact, a lot of you in this room will probably live to be 100. So whatever the diploma is that you're about to finish is just the beginning of the next one that you'll need to start. So what can you and I do? We can contribute our voice and our ideas because AI needs those diverse perspectives. You can also engage. Look around your environment and find something, some piece of curiosity that sparks something in you, or something that drives you crazy. The other day, we had a neighborhood WhatsApp with 60 people trying to figure out how to coordinate trick-or-treating over 8 high-rise apartment buildings. Whew. Somebody used AI to generate an optimized map so that 100 little kids in fairy and goblin costumes could have the best night of their lives. Sometimes it's not what you do, it's deciding what not to do. One of my clients partnered with Google to do an AI interview project, very high profile, that turned out biased. They wisely walked away before the launch until they could make it better. So humans have judgment and connection and imagination and feedback loops that AI does not. Not long ago, an algorithm refused payments to 3,000 families under the poverty line. A human being saw the mistake and intervened. I am inviting you to be that human. So let's talk about shaping tomorrow, shall we? AI is so exciting. There are literally millions of use cases, millions of ways that you can use AI. Did you know that right here at HKUST, You can go to Professor Panhui's class and get AI avatar Albert Einstein to teach you game theory. You can use it to figure out how much protein should be in your diet, or some of you may develop proteins that will help us mitigate disease. Or, if you are really ambitious, like me, you could have Mooding in a robot costume. But we have to remember that technology is a tool. It doesn't replace the human heart. We are the ones who are bringing kindness, compassion, and love to the table. And if we get all of us around the table from all over the world and all parts of society, we can use AI to build a world that is truly reflective of the one that we want to live in. Like Francesca, my friend who's a fashion designer. During COVID, she saw elders isolated and lonely in nursing homes, and she used AI to design a shirt where their loved ones could send them an electronic hug and a sense of human touch. In an AI world, it's our humanness that is our competitive advantage. And John Gable, he saw people arguing online, and he designed an app that rates news bias so that people can understand and see that there are two sides to every story. He is helping us make better decisions that include more people and connect as human beings. AI will be glorious when we use it to enhance our humanity, not to diminish it. So I invite you, as we have AI transform every facet of our lives, to say yes to human potential and yes to building a better world via AI. Because you have a voice, so engage for good and shape tomorrow. Remember, every voice matters. Yours and mine. Let's use it. Thank you.